YouTube, how are you now? So Battlefield 2042, DICE finally decided to add 64 player Conquest and Breakthrough to All Out Warfare. So that's for next gen and PC as well. So I decided to give it a try, see how it was. 128 player Conquest isn't so bad because the maps are pretty big and spread out, so it's not too much of a cluster, but Breakthrough 128 players is definitely a chaotic mess. I mean, some people may like that, and it's a good way to get a bunch of kills and that kind of stuff, but there's no strategy at all to it. You just gotta try not to die from a million different directions. So I mean, there's really no tactics to it at all, other than just bum rushing and trying not to die. So, but yeah, Breakthrough 64 players definitely plays a bit better than 128. It's not as chaotic, but there's still a bunch of action, still a bunch of stuff going on. It's just not 128 players trying to cram onto 2 points. It's 64 players. So good on DICE for adding that. They said it was temporary though, so hopefully they make it permanent. Just like they've done with Rush so far. So Rush was supposed to be a temporary mode as well for like a week, but then they extended another week because people were playing it, and then they extended it again through the holidays because people kept playing it. So hopefully 64 player Conquest and Breakthrough is popular enough that DICE decides to keep it around and make it permanent, because 128 player Conquest and 128 player Breakthrough being your only options is not great, you know. And then 64 players also opens up the potential for crossplay between old gen and new gen consoles, since old gen is limited to only 64 players in the smaller maps, the smaller versions of these big maps anyway. So hopefully old gen and new gen will be able to play together now. DICE didn't say anything specifically that I saw regarding that, but if that's not the case yet, hopefully it will be in the future. I mean, that's one of the main drawbacks is split population. So I mean, if you got friends on old gen or new gen, you guys can't play together, so that doesn't make any sense at all. So hopefully they open that up if that's not the case, and they keep 64 players available. But other than that, they definitely still need to improve the server quality. So even in 64 players, you would expect better performance, but I mean, it wasn't that much better. At least I didn't notice that much difference. The connections were still pretty bad sometimes. Just some moments there that you don't know what's going on. Bullets not counting or whatever, you just die when you should have won the fight. So I mean, there's something definitely wrong there as far as the netcode goes. I don't know what it is, whether it's optimization or EA is just cheaping out on the servers. But that still needs to be worked on, and then still the bugs and the performance issues. You know, still not getting very high frames, even in 64 players, even if you have a decent rig. So they definitely still need to improve on that, but things are getting better. So I mean, as long as DICE continues to keep improving, keep listening to the community, adding modes that players want, and keeping them around, I mean, this game could actually be good, you know? I mean, it's decent. I enjoy playing it every now and then, especially with friends, but there's still a lot of improvements. It's still rough around the edges, and unfortunately a lot of players are dropping off. So I mean, it started with like 100,000 players on Steam, and now it's sitting like around 20,000 max. So I mean, game's been out for a couple weeks only, and that's a pretty big drop off. So it hasn't really been going above that either, so it's been steadily declining at a pretty rapid rate. So I mean, DICE definitely needs to do something to bring back the players, or to get players interested who who aren't interested yet, so. I mean, I have hope. You gotta have hope. But at the same time, it's understandable for people who aren't having a good time, you know? Or they have their complaints, or they have their reservations about getting the game. It still needs work. There's still a lot of work to be done. Still a lot of basic features that are missing, like the scoreboard. The ability to join squads or leave squads. So you can actually get your friends together if you have more than 4 in a group. Otherwise, it's kind of a pain in the butt trying to get your friends together. If you have more than 4, and you have to do your workarounds literally every game to get everybody back in. So I mean, it's got to be more simple than that. User friendly, you know? But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of 64 player Conquest, 64 player Breakthrough, if you're liking it or not. What you guys think of Rush. If you guys think DICE should keep these modes in permanently. So I definitely think they should. Options are always a good thing, you know? But yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
A dog like